So, welcome on Animated Times, and thank you so much for doing this and being here with us.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me.
How are you? How do you feel? So much of
I feel,
excitement regarding the movie all around. Your role,
yeah,
Officer Mark.
yes, it's a good time right now. I feel good. A lot of exciting things going on, and I like the response to the movie and me, and I'm just very grateful. I'm in a place of gratitude right now for sure.
So, I have a lot of questions. The movie came in late to India. Everything's comes pretty late in India, to be honest. But the movie is out. It's doing wonderfully well now. And my first question is that we've seen you as an officer around in other projects as well. Before Ambulance came in. You worked on films like The American Gangster before, and the NCIS, where I think you played an officer twice, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Yes.
And then you were a sergeant. I think you were a sergeant in one of the episodes of NCIS.
Yeah. Yes. The
And
two
again,
NCIS and 911. Yes. I'm a sergeant or officer quite often.
How much did all those roles affect you in preparing for this one, Officer Mark, as you played in Ambulance?
You know, I've had the privilege of playing men of honor and men of great strength on stage and in television and film. And so I think what it does is that there's just a sense of fight in me and strength, I think, on screen and having to play these characters that it's like a natural thing for me because I've never been in the military or had any interest of being in the military. My parents were both in the military before I was born, but it's interesting that I often play some type of military figure or police officer or something like that. So I just think years of doing that, doesn't hurt.
So before we jump off, tell us something about your role in Ambulance.
Yeah, so I play.
How did you prepare for it? How was working with the director? Of course, Michael Bay. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I play Officer Mark, as you said, in the movie Ambulance, Universal Pictures, movie directed by Michael Bay. And so, it was all pretty quick. I got the role maybe a couple weeks before Christmas, and I was flying on New Year's Day to go to Los Angeles to start.
And this was 2020 or
yes, this was January 2021.
21.
Yes, so New Year's Day on 2021, I was flying into LA. Because it's funny, I just recently left LA after 14 years to go to Dallas during the pandemic, and then they come calling back. So it's interesting how it works that way. So I happily returned to Los Angeles and, immediately got to work. I did some stunt driving training, a 2-day little workshop with some of the stunt professionals there. And that was really fun. I love doing the driving. So I got to do some of my own driving in the film. But basically I play Officer Mark. He is a dedicated police officer and loves his partner, loves his job. And when my partner in the film is in danger, I will do anything to get him to safety and to save his life. So that means, going above and beyond, being where I'm maybe not supposed to be. Officer Mark, he'll do whatever he has to do to save his partner and save the day. So
you just mentioned something about you beginning to act. I did a bit of homework, I did a bit of digging myself, and I just came across this thing that your directors back in high school heard you singing once, and that is where it all started. I think the play was The Mean Nobody Knows, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Tell us something about that incident altogether.
Yeah, I'm still a singer.
And how long back was it?
Oh, this was high school, so this was maybe my sophomore year. So we're talking over 20 years.
So was that the time when it actually got inculcated within you that, okay, I have to be an actor? Was that the time?
I think that's when it really clicked and I decided to take it seriously. Because, of course, being a singer, I did choir and I always wanted to do,
So you already sang. You had that voice.
Yes, I was a singer from coming out of my mom's womb. I was a singer. I've been singing my whole life. So I was always Cedric, he sings. But when I did musical theater after that conversation with the theater director in our high school, She gave me the lead role in the play. Then I had the lead role as the Scarecrow in The Wiz the next year. And I really decided to take it seriously. And I just really wanted to focus on the acting. So I ended up going to Howard University to get my BFA in acting.
And your first project was?
My first project, professional project out of
Professional
school.
project, yes.
Yes, was I had 7 lines in an HBO movie called Life Support with Queen Latifah. Oh, and I thought I had made it. It was like the best thing in the world. And so that's pretty much what was my first TV film project.
Wonderful. So again, getting back to, for all the viewers who haven't seen Ambulance yet, and if as a performer, or as someone who's been a part of it, you have to just give them a brief about what exactly Ambulance is all about. What would that be?
Yeah, so Ambulance is it is an action thriller. It's a wild ride, but focuses on 2 brothers who rob a bank and it goes wrong. They thought it was going to go easy, smooth, but it goes wrong. And they end up holding an EMT hostage in an ambulance with the wounded officer, my partner. And it is a wild chase through Los Angeles, all in the span of a day, a few hours actually. And so we have the FBI, we have the SWAT, we have me chasing this ambulance around the city and trying to retrieve the police officer and the EMT to safety and to stop the bad guys. So it's basically a cops and robbers movie with, Michael Bayham in it. You got the car chases, amazing stunts, amazing drone shots, but actually the movie has some heart to it. And I think it'll tug on the heartstrings a bit, which may surprise some people. So yeah, I think it's a must watch in theaters. You got to see it with the sound effects and everything, the whole shebang, because it was created for the big screen.
So as you mentioned, working alongside Michael Bay, how was that?
Michael Bay works very fast. So at first it was like, okay. But once you get his rhythm, you're in there. He knows what he wants.
You worked alongside Ridley Scott. You worked alongside Michael Bay. You worked alongside Ridley Scott on American Gangster, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
And then Ridley Scott. Again, whom do you enjoy working with more? Number one. And how different were both of them against each other?
Well, for those two, I would have to say Michael Bay, because my part was so much smaller in American Gangster. I only saw Ridley Scott maybe 2 or 3 days.
You played a serviceman, the role of a serviceman in that cafe, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Yes. It was great. That was my first big screen movie with Denzel and Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott was a very nice man, but I didn't really get to know him. We said a few words. He knew what he wanted, and he said, "Thank you for your work." So I would say Michael Bay, I really got to know and work with and had more time with.
So about all the sound effects, all the VFX, all that factoring in, coming in. How much you worked alongside Michael Bay? I mean, I've always admired his work right from the time I think I was a kid. I saw Transformers back then.
Yeah.
I still look like a kid, so of course.
You're aging me. I was an adult, but.
So coming back to it, what was the entire scenario like? Like, how is the Michael Bay set like?
It is very fast. It is very, it's exciting because you got all this cool stuff happening. You got some people on their phones and they kind of want to see, film the stunt, or film that car flip or something like that. So it's definitely an action-packed set, So
is this project, would you claim this something as the most action-packed project you've been a part of until now?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely. 100%.
And the credit goes to Michael Bay, the man, right?
Oh, absolutely. He knows what he's doing. He is the wizard of these action-packed, movies. It's a gift he has. It's just something that he's in tune with, and he just knows how to do it like no one else.
And working alongside brilliant performers and actors like Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul Mateen. How was that for an experience?
Oh, yeah, it was great. During COVID and like the peak of COVID, really, we didn't get as much time with all the actors as we wanted. We were we needed to be in our trailer when we weren't working. We had to be apart if we weren't actually in the scene together. So I really wish I got to hang out and, experience Jake and Yahya more, because my scenes weren't really directly with them. But whenever we were in the same space, they're just great guys. They're just funny. They're great with everyone on set, and they're very talented. So just a pleasure to be in the same film with them. And
I've heard this on a lot of occasions that Jake Gyllenhaal is a great prankster on the set, and he's really fun to be around.
Yeah, I can imagine he's fun to be around. Yeah, I haven't had
any funny incidents around from the set involving him?
No, I never experienced that with him. Yeah, again, I didn't see him as much, but just definitely his energy you can feel. His calm, welcoming, great energy is just something that you just feel it when you're near him. That's why he's a superstar.
Of course. Okay, coming back to you working in American Gangster and me loving that movie so much. Yeah. And since I'm a huge fan of Denzel Washington.
Yes, me too.
I just have to, I'm compelled to ask this. Did you ever get to meet the man, the myth, the legend? Did you share the screen with him? Did you talk to him? How was the experience, if yes?
Yes. All of my scenes in the movie were only with Denzel. And he was talking directly to me in the scene. So I got.
You look so proud. It's all over your face right now.
Oh man, it was my first big film experience, and I'm like, Denzel Washington, are you serious? What? I got 5 lines in this movie. Whoa, this is amazing, and it was great. And I wasn't nervous until he sat down on the set. Like leading up to it, I was fine, but he walked in. He's so cool. You feel the coolness. He sits down. He's like, "What's up, brother?" And I was like, "Hey, wow, it's happening." It just that quick it hit me, and I was like, "Oh man!" But when they said action, we went, and it was great. It was great. Yeah, really hope to work with him again.
Great to learn, of course. Great to learn from him and take a few things out from him.
Oh yes, he's so good, and he's so. The funny thing happened. He started the scene and he was kind of saying some of his own lines in the way that he wanted to. And almost for a second, I was new. One of my first films, I almost was going to go, "Oh, actually, Denzel, your line is," and I'm so glad I didn't say anything. It's like, you don't tell Denzel what his line is, you go with it. And as a result of that, I got a few extra lines because I just played off of whatever he was saying because he was asking me more questions than the script said. So it actually worked out for me.
I'm sure the pressure must have been real, right? It's your first big movie and you're sharing the screen with someone like him, the aura around. Yeah. It must have been amazing, right?
Oh, it was. And the set was great. The people were great. We're just working with some of the top people in the industry. So everybody moved. It was smooth. It was really a great 2 or 3 days.
And working alongside Ridley Scott, how was that? Because, he's great. That's what we've heard and we've noticed.
Yeah, he definitely knows what he wants. And he knows what he wants on his set, and he shoots. He keeps the ball rolling. He didn't take a long time on scenes, and I think that's because people just had a respect and everyone was doing their part. So I like to work with him again too.
Yeah, of course. That compels me to ask you this one question: that is there any one director that you would like to work alongside? It can be someone you've worked already with. And you would like to work with that person?
I've always wanted to work with Steven Spielberg. He makes beautiful films, and any actor who's worked with him has just said amazing things. So I would love to work with him, and I would love to work with Denzel as a director because he's a really great director. Any film he's directed has just been powerful and great, and I know he's an actor's director, and actors love that. So.
And one co-star you like to really gel upon really well, and you like to work along that co-star again? You
said what?
One co-star that you'd like to really work alongside again? Or
oh man, there's been a few. I would love to work with Yahya. On a different level, like scenes together. I think he's really really great, and he's just on his way. He's gonna be a superstar, and he is one. And
he is, yeah.
Yeah, he is one, and he's a really about the craft. And Viola Davis, I would love to work with. So there's a lot of actors I'd love to work with.
You've done a variety of roles. I think remembering from the time you did 10,000 Days in American Gangster, then 911, then NCIS, The Future Man, now Grey's Anatomy recently. How do you pick onto your roles? Is there a particular genre that you like preferring? How does it go about?
Yeah, my management, they're really good at sending me things they think will fit me. There's a lot of things I get that I don't think I'm right for. Some I don't. I pass on as far as auditions. Some I audition for anyway, just because I like the practice and the muscle of auditioning. But I just know it. when it speaks to me. It speaks to me when I see it. Like I'm currently shooting Grey's Anatomy now, and I knew it when I saw it that this part was for me. I can't really explain it, but I knew it with every fiber in me. So I just get that feeling that if I'm the one to tell the story, whether I get it or not, I just know if it's a project that I connect with.
So getting back to singing, have you considered that again? Once you switched your career back to acting?
I'll always be a singer. I have no interest in the record industry at all. People always ask me that. I have no interest in that. But singing on stages, singing.
Is there a specific genre that you prefer while singing?
I like R&B. I grew up singing gospel, so I have that gospel R&B influence. But yeah, I want to sing on the soundtrack of a movie that I'm in. That would be great, and to perform it, on stage or something. But being a singer, making records and all that, that's just not for me. But I'll always be singing. I sing all day. I sing every day. I sing around the house.
I wish I could hear that, but okay. So, was Ambulance your first project post the pandemic phase?
Yes, it was. It was my first project. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And how was the time that you spent during the pandemic time? How was it? What was the thing that you were compelled to do to keep yourself busy and keep yourself invested while you were at home?
That's
how
a good
difficult
question.
was it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Actually, when everything shut down, I was definitely in need of the break. I just needed my mind to rest, and spend time with my wife and my young son, who was 3 at the time. Almost 4. So, we had self-tapes to do. So I was still reading scripts and taping stuff. The first 3 months, there was like no auditions. Then after that, they were getting the ball rolling again. So I was taping auditions. So that keeps me pretty busy. It takes a lot to put an audition on tape. You read the script,
Definitely.
You learn the sides, you get your friend either on FaceTime or Zoom or my wife, then I'll have them read with me. I got to light it. I got to tape it. I got to send it in. So it's a whole thing. So we're still really working from home.
So are things now starting to open up back in the States?
Yes. Everything's opening up more and more. Pretty much open now, with precautionary things. But as far as the industry, as far as actors are concerned, most of it is still self-tape. There's some going in, but most of it's self-tape. I think casting and producers found that they can see more actors, if it's self-tape. Actors can audition more. It's just a little bit easier for everyone that way. So
I've asked this particular questions to a couple of more people before we've had this interview. And do you think that this pandemic has caused OTT platforms like Netflix or Amazon Prime to really gain more prominence on the overall scene? Because we had Dune recently, which had a release on HBO Max and simultaneously a release in the theaters as well. So do you think that the pandemic has opened doors for these platforms to give more space?
Oh, absolutely. More people are watching them. More people are watching Netflix than ever before, and HBO Max and all of these things, because more people are home and working from home and, streaming things. So yeah, it's definitely.
Is this the way forward?
I feel like that's what's happening. Yeah. So they're not going to turn back now. They're making money. So.
And of course, I mean, the essence of going to the theater and watching a movie has to be there always.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I want it to be,
Yeah.
So I'm glad this was a movie, released only in theaters, because you want people to experience and see that,
I think the first movie which I personally saw once things started to open up was Spider-Man No Way Home last year.
Okay. Was for a lot of people.
It was like the first day it had an early release in India, because I think Marvel realizes how big a market India is.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't know how to use condoms. That's okay.
oh God.
But yeah, we're learning.
That alone.
Learning, Cedric. I'll cut that out. But yeah. So again, I just noticed the reaction that people had. It was great.
Yeah.
For me to come back to the theaters and watch so many people getting reunited, and that thing that geeks have, nerds have.
Yeah.
Which again compels me to ask you that, are you into Marvel or DC?
Absolutely. It's my dream. I've said on every interview, I want to be a part.
We Animated Times as a platform, we're usually into publishing news around pop culture, Marvel, DC, anime. So yeah,
I want to be a superhero. Tell everybody.
This interview is coming out.
Yes.
So that compels me to ask you, is there a superhero that you'd like to play?
I mean, there's so many. I'm not even going to limit it to one. So there's so many, and and then you always learn that there's more. Like if you read all the comics, oh, there's a character here, there's a character there, So I'm open.
Any superhero that you'd be like to part of the saga? Like, I mean, it's a booming industry altogether, Marvel and DC right now.
Yeah. And I like Marvel and DC. I like Marvel and DC. I would say Marvel's my favorite, but I like Marvel and DC. So
personally, if you'd ask me the same question, I like both for the different aspects that they offer.
Yes.
DC is dark. I mean, I saw Batman recently. It was horribly dark. I cannot imagine a Marvel movie like that, to be honest. Matt Reeves to come in and pull off a project like that, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And trust me, I think 5 years, or maybe not even 5, I think 3-4 years back, if you'd ask me Robert Pattinson as a Batman, I'd be like, okay, no. But he pulled it off really well.
That's what everyone said. Yeah.
So, unpopular opinion, he did really well. And now we have sequels coming in. So, if I ask you if you want to be a part of a Marvel superhero movie or play a character in Marvel, which has been played or hasn't been played, is there an option that you would like to pick out?
No, because I don't think I have a favorite, because I think everyone has their own, every character
I like you.
has their own special thing.
That's a great response. That's a great answer.
Yeah, they have their own thing. I can't say, oh, this one over that one, and whoever I play, I'm going to make them unique and memorable. So I just love that opportunity.
Wonderful. Again, getting back to Ambulance, the kind of different techniques that directors use while making a movie. What is that one thing that stands out for Michael Bay?
Michael, he's very in the moment. There's not a whole bunch of talking about, except for the things that, concern safety issues, like some of the stunts. But aside from that, it's pretty much you're kind of thrown in there and it's like, okay, we're going to do this, this, and this. Let's go. And I actually think that helps me as an actor because it makes me really in the moment. And everything's not so thought out. If I do my work at home, like I know who my character is. I know where my character comes from. I know what my character wants. When I get on set and he's like, okay, let's go do this. It's going to be authentic and it's going to be real. So, and I like that. Also, Michael Bay is someone who's known to make sequels and spawn out a franchisee out of a movie. Do we see that happening in terms of Ambulance in the future? I'm trying to picture that. Someone else asked me that and I was like, I don't know. They're going to rob an ambulance again? We're going to have a different partner who gets taken? I'm not sure how that would go. But if he wants to do a spinoff, on Officer Mark on his next task, then, hey, so be it.
Definitely. We'd love to see you again. Again, tell us about your upcoming projects apart from Grey's Anatomy, which you're already working on. Yeah. Is there any more projects down the wire that we should be looking forward to?
I don't know. Right now, Grey's Anatomy is keeping me pretty busy. So I'm going to be on for 4 episodes. So we're still shooting that now through next month, and so probably closer to middle of next month, I'll know what's next. So just keeping options open and seeing what's out there. Yeah.
That's great. So for all the viewers and fans, I would propel them to go and watch Ambulance till the time they're in the theaters. Go and watch it. And thank you once again, Cedric, for being with us and making this interview come to life. And loved your energy throughout. I wish that we have another conversation down the line with another.
That would be great. Projects. I would love that too. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.